welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So I am going to be doing some resin today. So I'm working with products from Let's Resin, which are a fantastic company. I will pop all the links down below for all the things that I'm using today. And you also get a discount in there as well, so I will pop that all under the video. Now I'm going to be using some epoxy resin. Now this is a two-part resin which you mix, and I have these fabulous bottles, and these ones come with this lovely little top to them where you just pump it. Oh, absolutely made such a difference to me, or for me, to use the pump, because then you're not tipping it out and wasting anything. So this is A and B. I normally pop in B first and then A. A is a little bit thicker, so I find that easier to pop in the B first and then the A and then mix it up. So that's an epoxy resin, that's fabulous. I'm going to be using some glitter, of course. I always have to pop some form of sparkle into my work. And this is the chunky glitter, and it's just beautiful. This box, you get 12 different colours in there, and they are all absolutely stunning. Lots of greens and pinks and beautiful colours. This one is blue opal. Look at that, just stunning. So I'm going to be using some of that. I'm also going to use some of the resin dye. So this is sky blue, blue violet, and I'm going to use the peacock blue, which is a beautiful colour. And I'm going to use some ocean white. So I'm going to pop those to the side. I've already mixed up, let me just take some of these up. I've already mixed up the resin, so that's all ready to go. So I've got a little pot here, and I've got a little spare one there, because that's probably not going to be enough. I have some beautiful moulds. These are my moulds, so I've got these. This is a little bowl. This one, I've made this one before, and that's really lovely. This is one that I haven't used before. So this is like a little tray, so I'm going to do that one. And then I've also got a little jar. So this screws on. So that's going to be lovely to see what that turns out like. So first of all, I'm going to make the little bowl. I've got some little plastic cups here. Actually, the first thing I'm going to do is just tip in a little bit of this, because I want it to be clear just in the tips of there. So I'm going to pop a little bit in there, and then I'm going to take some of this and mix that up. Probably going to do the pots maybe the same colour. I'd like to do this one the same colour. So I'm just going to try and tidy up as I go along, but you know what it's like. So I'm going to put some purple and some green, some peacock in here. Let's pop that over to the side. So let's tip a little bit of this in. So a few little drops of that in there. And then I'm going to pop a few drops of the peacock blue, which is a sort of a greeny blue, and it's beautiful. I'll pop that in, and I might actually pop just a few little drops of the blue in there as well. Just a few drops like that. I don't want them to be too dark. I just want it to have this beautiful colour, and they are just stunning, and they mix really, really well. So that's a sort of a lovely, beautiful. This one is, what did they say? That was the blue violet. So look at that. That's just beautiful, isn't it? Take this one, and I will just give this a quick mix up. And then I'm going to just mix up a little bit of white in there as well. So just give that a little bit of a mix. Look at that, just beautiful colours, aren't they? Give it a good stir, and then take another little pot, just a tiny bit of this, because I'm just going to pop a little bit of white in there. Now this is the ocean white. And this is what, you know, lots of people used to make the waves with this, didn't they? So let's just, you need a tiny, tiny, tiny little bit. There we go. Just a little blob of that in there. And that will just give that a really, really good stir in there. Make sure they're all stirred up properly, like that. I think that's enough, that's plenty. Look how much, that was just a tiny little drop. So that goes in there, like that. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now I'm going to just take this, so I've just put the clear in there. I'm going to go in and I'm going to drop a few bits of the white around. So this will just, I want it to sort of like go down into, you know, the tips of it. So I'm going to put that in. Then I'm going to just tip a little bit of the purple in, purpley blue. So that will go in. A little bit of the green on top, like that. And I'm going to go back in with a little bit of the, just the white, just so it goes into little bits in there. Because this is heavier, so it does sort of sink down. And I'm going to go in with a little bit of the clear. Like that. Whoopsie daisy. Sorry, I was going to sneeze then and I went and spilled it. There we go. Well, so much for trying to stay clean and tidy. There we go, let's pop that in my bin. Oh, nearly sneezed. It's everywhere. There we go. Right, I can see it. Just going around the outside. Can you see that dark ring around there? I think that looks fabulous. Right, what colour should we go in? We'll go in a little bit more of this. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to sprinkle in this on the top. Like that. And then these will just work its way down inside. Look at that. Oh, I just love using resin because you never know what you're going to get. So I'm going to poke that in there. Like that. This is going to be the bottom of the bowl. So this is the shiny bit that you're going to see. I shouldn't have actually dipped that in there, should I? Because I'm going to put that back in the green. Make sure we've got those sparkly bits on there. Let's wipe that up. Right, I'm going to just give it a little squidge like that. I'm going to drop just a little bit more white around the edge. Like that. A little blob around there. Perfect. And a little tiny bit just to build that up to the top. Look at that. Fabulous. Look at the mess. Okay, so that's one bowl. How lovely. Shall I give that a little, what I might do is just give it a little twirl because we've got the white in there. Just give that a little twirl around. So this is going to be the bottom of our bowl, like that. Fabulous. Now, do you think I'm going to be able to sort of, just look, I've got resin over there as well. Just move that over there, just out of the way. Now the next one I would like to do is my little bowl. Now, I don't know whether we're going to have enough resin to do that one, but I might mix a little bit more up and pop that in. So this is like a screw top. So what I would like to do is have this top bit, if I can, to be clear. So let's just see if I can have that. Not quite sure how much she's gone in there. Just to see if I can have that bit clear at the top. And then I'm going to mix up some glitter in with the blue. let's have this one. This is Magic Opal. Oh, that sounds lovely, doesn't it? Let's have a nice shiny little magical bowl, shall we? Oh, look at the colours. Look at the colours in that. Oh, look at that. That's fabulous. Oh, I do like that. Let's just mix that all up. I'm going to just tip that in. That most definitely looks like a magical bowl. Like that. Let's tip all of this in. Well, not all of it. I might leave a little bit. Tiny bit of the green in there as well. Over the top. Then I'm going to put some white in now. I want this to just sort of like drip down around to the sides to see if it will just go in. See what it will look like anyway. Like that. A little bit of clear. Put that on. A little bit more of the sparkly in there. Pop that in. Oh, I'm quite looking forward to seeing what this was going to turn out like. I've not used a mould which has got a sort of like screw top, so it'll be interesting to see how they work. So let's just pop that in there like that. Nice little magical bowl. Not bowl, pot. Now we've got to do the lid as well. We mustn't forget the lid. Let's pop a little bit of green. I might have to mix a little bit more of this up, I think. Put that there. A little bit more of this. Where's my little... Let's use this, shall we? Should have really measured to see how big the bowl is, the little pot is, shouldn't I really first? Let's take that off. But I've mixed up more because I know what I'm like. Let's get rid of all of this into there. Perfect. Pop that to the side. Look, another lot in here. Let's put that. You can see a little bubble in there. So I'm just going to squidge it around. Oh, I do like the look of this one. Now on the lid, I think this is what you screw in. So I think this top, this bit you'll be able to see, which is going to be that bit. So I'm not quite sure. We might need to have that sort of like glittery. This looks fabulous. I like the look of this one. So what should we do? I'm going to tip in a little bit of clear, just so this goes around the edges. Where's my little purple one? I'm going to put some more in here. Mix that up. Oh, let's hope we've got enough in here. A little bit of blue. Nice. I love to sort of experiment with all these lovely colours. There we go. And then this will be left overnight, so it will be like 2 seconds for you when we do this. But I'll leave this overnight, and I just like to see when you put sort of like the white, isn't it? Because it's so much thicker and heavier. I can see it here on this one that it's sort of like heavier and sort of like coming down. So I'm hoping that the top of the bowl will have sort of like a nice white sort of flowery top. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, I'm making such a mess of this today. There we go, doing this. Going to blob it in. The official blob words. Like that. And I'm going to add a little bit of this glitter. And then we can sort of mix up, because this is going to be the top, like I said. This is going to be the top of the lid. So we want it to look sort of nice and magical, don't we? Like this. There we go. I like this colour. It's nothing like the colour that's in there. Should have mixed them all up together. So I'm hoping that it's going to be sort of white. I'm going to pop some white in there, down at the edges, around, and hopefully it will sort of sink down. Let's see. Let's put that around. Let's see if it will go down into the little inside bit. I don't want to get anything on that. Let's just poke that, give a little poke inside. There we go. Just poke it down these sides. Then this. Oh, how lovely. This is going to be the top, so we can see what that will give it a tap to get some of those bubbles out. Oh, I'm absolutely loving the colour of that. I need to put some in here because that is a completely different colour. Let's put this in here then, shall we? There we go. Going to twiddle a little bit more of this in there. Like this. A bit more. Lovely. Perfect. And then I want to just fill this up. Gosh, that's beautiful. I'm going to put in a bit of glitter in there. This will be the bottom, won't it, of the jar. So this can go in, so we can have a nice sparkly bottom in there. And then we'll just add in the last of this. Gosh, this is going to be beautiful. A lovely little magical pot. There we go. Perfect, and I think that's probably just right amount of resin that I mixed up there, which is just perfect. I'll give it a little squeeze because I can see there's little tap like that. I'm going to take this last little bit in here, pop that in. We don't want anything to be wasted, do we? Let's give that a little bit of a mix up. There we go. Little hocus pocus pot. Perfect. A little bit more in there. Lovely. Now I do need to just, oh look, there's a bubble coming up. Just top this up just a tiny bit. I don't want to dip it right into the middle because I don't want it to be clear. So let's just, there we go. There we go, guys. Let's just make sure that there's no bubbles coming up in there. Our little magical pot. There's the lid, a little bit of a different colour, but that's okay. So let's just leave these overnight. I'll leave this one. I will tidy up my mess and then we will take them out of their moulds. This is looking fabulous. I love that. I might actually mix up some other resin. I've got a tiny bit in here, which I might use up in a minute. But I'm going to leave it there, and then I will do take them out of their little moulds in the morning. But for you, it will be 2 seconds. All right, guys, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so it's the next day. This one is still a little bit soft, but I think we can still be able to demold it. This is the little pot, so you can see lots and lots of glitter in this one, which is lovely. And this is what I made. I just made up a little bit more resin last night and made a lovely little sort of glittery, it's sort of like between a tray and a little bowl, so which is lovely. So before I actually demold these, I was thinking, because this is the top of our jar, I'm going to, and it's Christmas, I've got the little Let's Resin snowflake mould, and I'm going to make a little UV resin one. So I'm going to use the UV clear hard type. I've got my lovely lamp, which I just adore, and I'm going to mix that. It's just going to be clear and some of the magic opal in there, so our little magic jar. So I'm going to pop some in here because I want to sort of mix it up first, just to get some in, and then I will add a little bit of the clear in there. So I'm just going to pop some resin in, a little bit of glitter. Can't have too much glitter. We like a little bit of sparkle, so let's just mix that around. There we go. Then we can tip that in, and then while this is hardening under the lamp, we can demold the other ones. And I just thought this would be quite nice just to go over the top, wouldn't it, on the top of the jar. Oh, look how beautiful that is. Because I'm not really putting any colour in it, it would go with any sort of colour little jar that you're making, wouldn't it? So let's pop all this in. Like that. Yeah, I thought I would make a little tray because I wanted to see what it came out like. Because I had a tiny bit of the resin last night made up, so I just made a little bit more. That's the trouble with resin. I never know when to stop. It's so much fun to do, but remember to take care. Open your windows, put some, make sure you've got a mask on, and definitely gloves, because this stuff can burn your hands. So be careful. Okay, I think I've got every little bit out of there. Let's pop that to the side. Going to then just top it up with some clear in here. Like that. Make sure we go all the way inside. This will take a little while, although I'm doing it clear because then it will sort of like harden, hopefully, a little bit better. These are best done with epoxy resin, but I want to just do one to go on top of this little jar. Like that. Just squodge that all in. I think that should be enough. Hopefully we are at the ends of here. Give a little squeeze. Like that. There we go. Hopefully we will have a nice, shiny, glittery snowflake. Right, I'm going to pop that over there, Jess. Whoops. Just to harden a little bit. I should really use my double lamp, because then it will come from the top and the bottom. Right, I'm going to pop that to the side. I'm going to open up and demold this bowl. So let's see. let's see what we've got. And then I've actually got the lovely sanding bit that I could sand that down with, couldn't I? But it's a little bit chilling. I don't want to go outside. I would like to do that outside actually. So maybe I'll video that at some point as well. Right, so it's a little bit wobbly. Let's see how we can take this out without deforming it too much. Gosh, they're not easy to open. Oh, there we go. Let's just, oh, poor little thing. Take that out. Oh, there we go. Squash that back down. Oh my gosh, look how beautiful that is. Right, so this is what I wanted to clear around the top. And then you can see on there, you can see the black under there. My gloves underneath, you can see like it's like a little flower and the petals coming through. Oh, I love it. That's just beautiful. And look, it's come out beautiful. The resin is just fabulous for these. Oh, I do like that. That is just a gorgeous. Oh, love it. Right, let's see what our little tray bowl thing is like. Let's just open this up. This is the exciting bit, isn't it? Just opening it up and seeing what you get. Okay. There we are. Oh, how lovely. Now, if you are somebody that makes gifts for people for Christmas, this is just the best thing. I think anybody would love a resin make of some sort. Oh my gosh, look how beautiful that is. Oh look, that is stunning. That is really, really lovely. That on your in your bedroom, or I keep mine on my table. I use mine on my table to put little bits and pieces in while I'm crafting. But these are just beautiful. Love it. Look at that. Just gorgeous. Right, let's do this pot. Right, let's open this up. I'm not quite sure how easy this is going to be to open. Just give me a minute. I'm going to turn this over. So we've done one side. I'm just going to turn it over so we can get some light on the other side. Pull this down. Oh, lovely. Oh, this has gone sort of... Oh, it's not very shiny. Oh, I've got a little hole in there. I thought it would be shinier than that. That's quite matte, isn't it? I don't even know whether that's gone all the way down to the bottom, you know. Because that doesn't look like that would screw on, does it? Maybe. Let's open this up and find out. How strange that that's sort of matte. This is shiny. Maybe it's just my mould. Probably just my mould, isn't it? Look how beautiful that is, though. That is lovely. So, yeah, I don't think that's quite gone to the bottom. Well, that was a bit of a disaster, wasn't it? Well, the only thing that I can do is make another one of these, but that is... I've not had a mould that's gone matte like that. I wonder if it's the temperature in my room. I wonder, because that is... Well, guys, I'm going to still do the lid. And I will have a go at doing another one of these. I obviously didn't go. Should have squidged it a bit better. Probably that's my fault. But I am loving that. This is what I wanted. I wanted this clear on that bit. So it's got clear, and this, you can just see it just sort of like going down the sides. That's beautiful, so definitely, but look at that. Any ideas why it's gone like that? I really don't know, but trial and error these things are. Nothing's going to always come out perfectly, is it? But it's got a very, very lovely texture to it. So look, we've got a bit of a hole, so I think I made a little bit of a boo-boo on that one. But let's see How's this doing? That seems pretty good, you know. That was under there for a little while. It's very, very hot. I'm going to just pull these bits out. Hopefully I can demold this. Oh my gosh, he wants to stay in there. Oh, I can't get it out. Okay. There we go. I need to just pull these off. That's it. Once you got one out, there we go. Oh, this is absolutely gorgeous. I remember making these last year. I've forgotten how lovely they are. Look how stunning that is. Look, it's still got a tiny little bit of movement. Was that a bit wet? Okay, let me just stick it under there for a second. Let's pop that under there for a second. I'm going to mix up a little bit of resin. Yeah, that's got... Let's just clean a mess up. I've had a very, very glittery weekend this weekend. So there we go. And then I can add a little bit. Let's have a look. Look at that. That's just beautiful, isn't it? And that will just go on top of our little pot. But I'll have to make another pot and see if I can make a better one. But I think that will just look stunning. So I'm going to add a little bit of UV resin. And because this is clear, if I was going to do it and this wasn't clear, I would probably put a epoxy resin on there, not UV resin. I would use epoxy resin because it would stick on there better. I'm going to go through that little hole, a tiny little hole in there as well. So hopefully that will hold that down. And then I might pop a little bit of blingy. Let's just move that about a bit. Okay, I'm going to pop that under the lamp. Let's make sure that dries, cures under there. And I was thinking of just putting one of these little gems under there. They're like the little sew-on ones, but again, you can probably use anything on there. A little bit of bling to put that on. Let's see, do you think this is going to hold that on? I think I might have to be a little while, so I'm going to leave that for a while and then I will be back. Okay guys, while that's still doing its thing, I was thinking this, because this top bit is still very, very soft and it didn't do what it was supposed to do. But I'm kind of liking this actually. Alright, just give me 2 secs. I'm going to just pop. Oh, that's on lovely. Look, I'm going to pop this little gem right in the middle. Let's hope he'll sit in the middle like that. Little bit of resin. Pop him on top. Just so we've got little blingy bit like that. Is that in the middle? I think that's in the middle. Let's see if that will harden. I'm going to pop that under there like that. So I was thinking I'm going to cut this off. Look, we've got a hole there. I've got this cordless drill from Let's Resin, and it's got this little deburrer thingy-majiggity in there. So what I was thinking, I'm just wondering whether I can sort of, will it cut this? I'm going to pop that through and just see if I can, it's quite soft. Oh yeah, I can. Look, I'm going to cut the lid off, or the little, still quite soft. Not sure how well this would work. And then I could sand it with the little sanding machine. Oh look, this cut's lovely. So, I don't want to not use it. Oh, a little bit more. There we go. Little happy accident. And then we've got like a little pot. We don't need that. We can get rid of that because that was just wrong, wasn't it? So what I'll do is I will sand this down as well. make it nice and tidy, then I've got a little pot. So that didn't go to waste. Just wondering why it went, oh, I won't fiddle with that then. I'll wait till it's hard and then just rub it around and sand that. But look at that, that's come out really nice actually, hasn't it? So it can use it as a little pen pot. Perfect. This is shiny inside, so it shouldn't have come out matte. So I don't know whether my room was too cold or something happened, because this is the same resin and this has come out beautifully shiny. But I will at some point give this another go. I wonder if I rub some UV resin, would that go clear? Would that go shiny? Because look, the bottom's shiny. Oh, I'm going to experiment. Let's just take this. I'm gonna, oops, rub that on. There we go, I can make it shiny. There we are. Perfect. Oh, I'll add a little bit more to that in a second. Let's just take this out. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful little lid. Well, we've got a lid and I just need to make another jar in those colours. So they've come out absolutely beautiful. So what I'm going to do with this, I don't want to waste it, so I'm going to just rub this over and get a little shine to it. Just a little bit. There we go. Turn it round. So some of you guys, if you're watching and you use resin, do let me know why. I'll have to have a little Google as well and see. Just a very, very thin layer I think will work. Turn it around. Don't know whether I should have waited until it has hardened completely. Maybe I should have done that. We'll see. Oh well, if I don't do it, I won't know, will I? So let's just rub that down. There we go, it's come out lovely and shiny. Perfect. I need one of those little things that twists around now, don't I? Do you know what I mean? Those little stand things for cups. I use them for cups. Right, I'm going to put that down. I'm going to just put that down a second. I'm going to turn this, oops, like this. Turn that on. I'm going to have to use it, actually I'm going to have to go this way because I'm going to just sort of twist that around like this, just so we get all of that in there, like that. Oh, I am actually, that's really nice. You can see it's very lead, if you know what I mean. It's got a lot of depth to this one. Just turn that round. Oh, I do like it. There we go. Perfect. And then I will sand off the top. That's made it go quite hard actually now, having that layer of UV resin on there. There we go, that's hard. There we go guys, that was a little happy accident, wasn't it? Nothing went to waste there. I will keep that underneath there for a little bit longer in a moment. Let's just turn that off. But let me take my gloves off because I've got resin on those. Pop them in the pot. But this, that's looking really good. So I will just sand the top off and there we go. So perfect. I won't touch that too much because I don't want to get it on my hands. But look, I've made it all shiny. How lovely. Perfect. So we've got a little pot there. then lovely. So this is the lid, which I love, which is a little bit of a shame. It's a lonely old lid, but we could actually just pop it on the top. This is the beautiful bowl. I am absolutely loving how that has turned out. Look at that. It's just beautiful. I'm loving this clear top. And then it's the flowers around it. So it's almost as if it's a very, very smaller version. I did a big bowl. So this is a small version, but it wasn't a bowl. It was a tray that I made into a bowl. But this is just beautiful and it'll go lovely with it. And this, oh, look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? It's got beautiful, look at the outside. I use that lovely dark blue in there and you can see how beautiful that is. So there we go, guys. A few things turned out and then my little pot didn't, but it's still going to be useful, isn't it? Just love it. Love the colours on there. Just gorgeous. So there we go, guys. So I have, in the end, I've used my UV lamp, my lovely Let's Resin UV lamp. I used the UV resin to make the little snowflake and coat our little pot there. I was going to glue it on, but I'm not going to use that now because I was going to glue it on with this. And then to make the actual bowls, I've used the epoxy resin, the two-part, part A and part B, and this is fabulous. And if you're going to purchase it with these because it makes such a difference. It's clean, it's tidy, you don't get lots of, you know, over pouring of your resin. I think they're fantastic. I use our lovely little cordless drill, this out of the cordless drill set. I have used glitter. I just love this. So this is, oopsie daisy, this is the chunky glitter and it's just beautiful and you get 12 pots of it in here. That's what it comes like. Oh, just love it. Love a little bit of sparkle. I use the Let's Resin dye, which was the peacock blue, the sky blue and the blue violet. What else did I use? I used the ocean white. This is the epoxy resin. This is a pigment which you add into your resin and then it gives it that lovely heavier look. So that's why you get this lovely sort of like the flower look, isn't it? And then I used the mould, this little mould. So I would list everything that I used under the video. So thank you so much for joining me. There is a discount code, so if you want to purchase anything, you want to pop it on your Christmas list, you want to purchase anything for your friends and family, or even make some gifts for Christmas, you will get a coupon code underneath the video. So do pop along and take a look. So there we go. Thank you so much for joining me. Have an amazing rest of the day. Please take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. All right, guys. Bye-bye.